In the 2010-2011 NBA regular season, the Miami Heat's Big Three were supposed to win it all. But Dirk and a whole bunch of other supporting cast members had different ideas on a magical playoff run. I was 5 years old when this happened, and this was one of my first big basketball memories as I'm from the city of Dallas. This is the story of the 2010 Mavs playoff run. Please like and subscribe, and let's get right into it. In the 2009-2010 season, the Mavs went 55-27 and were the 2 seed in the playoffs, but still lost to the 17 Spurs in 6 games in the first round, despite Nowitzki averaging 26.6 points and 8.1 rebounds. Nowitzki had been bumped in the first round again. In that offseason, the Mavs traded for Tyson Chandler, which was a great acquisition because he had a great impact in the Mavs title run. The Mavs finished third in the West in the 2010-2011 season. Dirk led the way, averaging 23 points and 7 rebounds, and Jason Terry, the sixth man, averaged 15 points and 4 assists. Nowitzki and Terry were the scorers for this team, but Kidd, Marion, and Chandler were all great veteran and smart impact players for this team on both sides of the ball. Jason Kidd was in his 16th season and was the starting point guard for the Mavs. This season, he only averaged 7.9 points, but also averaged 8.2 assists and 1.7 steals, and was an extension of the coach on the court. Sean Marion was in his 11th season and was another very important player for the Mavs' success. Marion averaged 12.5 points and 7 rebounds off the bench, and like he has his whole career, he was a very versatile defender for the Mavs, and probably the most valuable defender on the team. Tyson Chandler. Tyson Chandler was a great defender throughout his career and brought that interior defense to the Mavs. Chandler averaged 10.4 points, 9.4 rebounds, and 1.1 blocks a game. Like I said earlier, the Mavs finished as the 3rd seed in the West, and they played the 6th seed Portland Trailblazers, led by a young LaMarcus Aldridge, and beat them in 6 games. Nowitzki and Terry led the way scoring-wise. Dirk averaged 27.3 points, and Jason Terry averaged 17.3 points in this series. After defeating the Trailblazers, the Mavs met Kobe Bryant and the Lakers. You can't seem to stop Kobe Bryant, R.I.P. by the way, but the Mavs sure made it hard on him. Kobe only averaged 23.3 points on 44% from the field and 22% from 3. Once again, Dirk led them in scoring with 25.3 points per game, but the bench really came to play during this series as Jason Terry, J.J. Barea, and Peja Stojakovic were all averaging over 11 points per game in this series. As Kidd struggled during the series, and Marion and Chandler contributed like they always did. They really dominated the Lakers and made a statement that they can compete for a title. In the Western Conference Finals, the Mavs went up against the young and up-and-coming Oklahoma City Thunder with 3 future MVPs in Durant, Westbrook, and Harden. And the Mavs beat them in 5 games. Dirk averaged 32.2 points a game in this series, and Marion really came to play, averaging 15 points per game and 1.5 steals and blocks. Terry, as always, was the second leading scorer on the team, averaging 15.4 points per game. Terry is a very underrated player in this playoff run for the Mavs. He made a lot of big shots. The Thunder's top four players and leading scorers were under the age of 23. They were very talented, but just weren't ready for the big moment yet. The Mavs made it to the finals and were met by the Big Three in the Miami Heat. The Heat were expected to beat the Mavs because they just built their super team the summer before. In Game 1, the Heat won 84-92 and took Game 1 behind Wade's double-double and LeBron's 24 points. Dirk struggled from the field in Game 1, going 7 for 18 from the field, and Marion had 16 points and 10 rebounds, and did a great job on LeBron, as he had the matchup of LeBron the whole series. In Game 2, the Mavs split the series, winning the game 95-93. And like I said earlier, Marion had the LeBron assignment the whole series, and just like Kobe, you can't shut him down, but Marion sure did limit him. And on the offensive side, Marion also did good, scoring 20 points and grabbing 8 rebounds. And in this game, Dirk had the Chris Bosh assignment and actually did a decent job, limiting him to 12 points and 4 of 15 shooting from the field. They still didn't have an answer for Wade, as he scored 36 points. Dirk had a good game, scoring 24 points and 11 rebounds. Another reason why Bosh and James struggled was Chandler's interior defense, and also Chandler scored 13 points and grabbed 7 rebounds as well. It's an all-around good performance from the Mavs. In Game 3, the Mavs lost by 2, 88-86 in this game. Besides Terry and Dirk, no one had really any offensive production. But what made the game tight was what they were doing on the defensive end. The Mavs limited LeBron to 17 points on 6 of 14 from the field, and Bosh to 18 points on 7 for 18 from the field, but still couldn't stop Wade, as he scored 29 points and grabbed 11 rebounds. In this game, Jason Kidd was on triple-double watch, as he scored 9 points, dimed out 10 assists, and grabbed 6 rebounds. And Dirk had a 34-point game, almost scoring half of the team's points, and Terry had 15 points. And now in this next game, Game 4 was really big for the Mavs, because when you get down 3-1, it's really hard to come back. In Game 4, the Mavs beat the Heat by 3, 83-86, and tied the series up at 2. It was a good momentum victory for the Mavs, and Marion really shut down LeBron in this game, as LeBron only scored 8 points on 3 for 11 from the field, but couldn't stop Bosh and Wade, as they combined for 56 points that game. That's what made the game close, and on the offensive end, the Mavs' offensive production was more spread out, with 5 players scoring over double digits, with Dirk leading the way with 21 points. And Chandler had a monster double-double with 13 points and 16 rebounds. This was a really big game for the Mavs, really shifting the momentum. In Game 5, the Mavs came out with another victory, and once again, all the scoring was spread out and was led by Dirk with 29 points. The real X factor in this game was JJ Barea, as he scored 17 points and was granted the starting spot over Deshaun Stevenson. This game, all of the big three played decently, with LeBron having a 17-point triple-double and Bosh with 19 points and Wade leading the way again with 23 points. And now the Mavs led the series 3-2 and had all the momentum going into the elimination game. In Game 6, an elimination game, both teams came out firing on the offensive end. Dirk did not play well, scoring 21 points on 9 of 27 from the field, but Terry did come to play, scoring 27 points, grabbing 3 rebounds and getting 2 steals. Marion chipped in with 12 points and 8 rebounds. Kidd did not play very well, going scoreless, and Chandler also did pretty well, getting some rebounds, scoring some points, and really his biggest thing and his most valuable thing he did this whole series is disrupt people at the rim, being a great interior defender. On the Heat's end, Chalmers, James, Wade, and Bosh combined for 75 points with a surprising 18-point performance by Mario Chalmers. And the Mavs ended up with all that. They ended up winning their first championship 105-95. The Mavs had a great playoff run with Dirk at the helm, leading them through this run. They went through 5 MVPs, 2 of the top 3 players of all time in my opinion, and Kobe and LeBron, with a very experienced team with the average age being 31. No one's going to talk about this team and the run they went on and how they limited LeBron to the lowest point average in the finals that he ever had with 17.8 points. Shout out to Shawn Marion for that, as he got the LeBron assignment. They delayed the Big Three's first NBA championship together, and they had to wait a whole nother year for LeBron to get his first championship. And that is all because of Dirk and the Mavs. With all that, I feel like they will be lost in history. And that's why I made this video, to show you the magical playoff run that they did have. So please like and subscribe. And this is the story of the Mavs playoff run. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.